Man, Disney is taking L after L after L. And honestly, I'm here for every bit of it because this company deserves the absolute worst. They really do. And I know, like, at the end of the day, nothing is going to happen to Disney overall. They're going to take their L's, they're going to lose their money, and they're going to file it on their tax returns and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that when they take these public L's, one thing Disney cares about is their image. They want to be the ultimate virtue signalers. They want everybody to think that Disney is here to save the day. But now we have an article from Bounding Into Comics showcasing the fact that Disney has actually laid off 150 plus crew members from the upcoming Tron Ares movie amid ongoing SAG-AFTRA and WGA strikes. So unfortunately, these 150 people did have to lose their job, but ultimately at the end of the day, Disney is not going to shy away from letting go of people if the money is drying up. They've done it before, they're going to do it again, and these strikes are just another excuse in order to do so. So let's get into this article from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, before we do, guys, if you're new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. So it says the Walt Disney Company laid off over 150 crew members for its upcoming Tron Ares production due to the ongoing strikes. Tron Ares director Joachim Ronning made the announcement on his Instagram account. He began, "The absolute best moments of my career have been watching an actor perform in front of the camera, taking the scene and text to a higher place. I've been fortunate to collaborate with amazing talent. It's a huge part of why I'm a filmmaker. However, like myself, being an actor or a writer means you're a freelancer, and I can tell you the constant uncertainty is not for everyone. To that end, I don't think it's unreasonable to ask for a better safety net." From there, Ronning shared his support for the strikes. "Many of my best friends are writers. Everything starts with a story. Everything starts with you. That must continue, and that means that AI needs to be regulated. There is no doubt that the threat that technology poses to all creatives." Next, he detailed that the Walt Disney Company laid off 150 members of what would have been Tron Ares crew for principal photography. "Today was supposed to be our first day of principal photography on Tron Ares, a movie subsequently about AI and what it means and takes to be human. Instead, we are shut down with over 150 people laid off. It's indefinite, which makes it exponentially harder for everyone." And you know, I've said this before, that I think it's absolutely ironic and hilarious that these people who are perfectly fine with the automation of damn near everything else in this country and everything else in this world, which, listen, a lot of stuff is automated, okay? You're losing cashiers at businesses now. You're losing cashiers at fast food places being replaced by robots. Everything is automated for the most part, and it's getting there. But this particular industry, oh, no, we can't automate this. No, we can't use AI. What about our jobs? We have to be special, you know what I mean? Like, we're Hollywood. We can't lose our jobs. That's not going to be allowed. We want protection. We want protection against our shitty writing. Like, we need to make sure that we're always going to have jobs and never be replaced by a computer that could do it twice as good for absolutely no money. No, we need to be able to actually protect our jobs. But meanwhile, when it comes to anybody else looking for that protection, they tell them to basically go fuck themselves. Like, it's just crazy to me, man. And I've always found that to be extremely ironic about this entire situation. It says he then called for a deal to be made. The AMPTP, SAG-AFTRA, and WGA need to not leave the table until it's done. This is Hollywood. We close deals for breakfast. Oh, really? Why do we suddenly have all the time in the world when every day is so precious? These tactics are extremely frustrating. It's time for diplomacy so that we can get back to work under conditions that are fair to everybody. The film is expected to star Jared Leto as well as Greta Lee, Evan Peters, Jodie Turner-Smith, Cameron Monaghan, and Sarah Desjardins. The Hollywood Reporter noted back in July that the film will spend more time in the real world compared to the previous two installments in the Tron franchise. Well, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of Tron? You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole attractiveness of Tron was to be in the digital world. Like, I don't know why you would want to spend more time in the real world unless you're going to bring real world identity politics into the digital world, which you probably would do, knowing the history of this company, if you get my drift. But again, this is something that they are trying to deal with as if this is the worst thing in the world, but nobody seems to care. Like, nobody cares. Nobody's suffering over the fact that Hollywood can't create movies anymore. Nobody's suffering over the fact that Hollywood is not making TV shows anymore. If you notice, a lot of people don't seem to care or don't even seem to be talking about it. A lot of people are just watching YouTubers. That's the hilarious thing about all this. Independent media is going to thrive in this situation. The longer this strike goes on, the more independent media is going to stand apart and become even more successful than it already is. Hollywood Hollywood is basically irrelevant at this point. There are independent artists that are 3 times as big than your most notable Hollywood celebrity. There are people out there that are pulling in viewership, the likes of which these people can only dream about, and yet they want to protect their jobs when nobody even cares about their jobs to begin with. It just seems very odd to me. But again, Hollywood is filled with narcissists and they only ever care about themselves. It says Deadline also reported the film is expected to follow Leto's computer program Ares on a journey from the digital world to that of humans. The original Tron film starring Jeff Bridges released in 1982 and grossed $26.9 million at the box office. A 2010 follow-up in Tron Legacy saw Bridges return to the role where he was joined by Garrett Hedlund, Olivia Wilde, James Frain, Bill Garrett, and Michael Sheen. That film grossed $399 million at the global box office on a $200 million production budget. Following the 2010 film, the Walt Disney Company created the animated series Tron Uprising in 2012. It lasted only a single season. So listen, I don't know if this is going to make anybody care at the end of the day. I don't really know if anybody even cared about the new Tron movie coming out at all. I know I heard about people talking about it here and there, but ultimately nobody really was talking about it in any way that actually mattered. And the fact that they're laying off 150 people, yeah, it's sad for the 150 people that lost their job, but Disney losing is perfectly fine with me. Like, I don't think I'll ever feel bad for any loss that Disney takes, and I think they need to keep taking more and more losses. And you know what? This strike is actually helping us achieve that goal. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.